Sagittarius. It's a very gloomy day today, and I broke my white light bulb. So I don't really have a whole lot of options for lighting techniques today. So it's a little dark, but whatever. Story of my life, you know. This is a relationship reading. I've been thinking about this guy that I met like 6 or 7 years ago. He's been popping up in my head. He was married. I always meet these married men. Oh, this fucking sucks. They're such good men. They won't cross the line. Like, I won't cross the line. I don't sleep with married men. But these men that I meet that are married won't sleep with me either. So it's not like they're like looking and then I always find the ones that are taken. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, what kind of karma do you think that means? Oh, every dude you're going to meet, Whitney, is going to be engaged or married. Like, oh, thanks. Thanks. All right. Stop distracting me. Here we go. One card out of all that. Boat. That was weird. That's weird. I was watching this series called The Terror, and it's boats. That's weird. I wasn't expecting the one card to come out to be the boat card. I had to turn it off because it was getting so fucking boring that I'm like, hey, I'm going to do a reading. And the boat comes out? Receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. Now we got talking. Interested, conversing more, awaiting message arrives. Oh, okay. I get it. So, I think what we're dealing with here, Sagittarius, you must be the one that's going to get this message. Or Sagittarius is the energy that delivers the message to you, who's waiting for it. Because somebody's moving on. So somebody has progressed through their life, okay? And they have arrived to that destination of sometimes you just never get closure, and sometimes the closure that you do end up receiving is just closure of your own mind, right? Like sometimes we go through things and we never get over them, but we at least try, to figure out what's going on, even if we can't figure out a solution, right? This person, I don't know what that has to do with, but anyways, let's see. So they got the hammer and the mirror. So, like, this person has dealt with some issues. This is obviously somebody that you know, and you're waiting to hear from this person. Because it's not like you don't know each other, or you wouldn't be waiting for this person to call you or to message you. You're waiting for them to call you. This person is in the process of rebuilding their own introspection. And they're persistent. Like, they're persistent on working on themselves. Like, their reflection now means everything to them. Where they used to look at themselves and see faults, they now look at themselves and see strength. They now look at themselves and see a different picture than obviously what was painted there before. Like when people look at themselves sometimes, they could see something completely different than what somebody who loves them sees. Or once you love yourself, the way you look at yourself can be completely different as opposed to the phase that you went through where you hated yourself, right? It's all about our wounds reflecting how we feel about ourselves, which is in the end how we look at ourselves, right? So this person has been persistent on rebuilding their life. And I feel like their relationships, they could have made a lot of really bad decisions in relationships, and they're kind of going through the line now of amending things. Like they could have had, like, you're just a little bit lower on the list, right? Like they've had to make amends with their parents, with their kids, with their family. And now they're moving out of the family circle and making their amends to people that they hurt along the way. This might not even be somebody that you were with romantically. What's the situation between the two of you in the past? Okay, one night stand. Okay, so keys on a ring. The situation in the past was never anything, like you guys didn't get all lovey-dovey and like fucking go on 1 week anniversary dinners. Okay, you didn't do that. This was like, you might have slept together for a while. Like you might have been fuck buddies for a while. That's kind of what I'm getting. I'm not supposed to be swearing on here. Even though I don't have ads, I'm trying not to swear on YouTube anymore because it's just, I don't really care to. So I'm going to catch myself when I swear now. That was good. Okay? Don't swear anymore. Even though this wasn't really swearing, this was describing two people. Yeah, they were just string-alongs, okay? It wasn't convenient at the time to date. It was only convenient to mess around. And if anything, if you did mess around, it would have been like one time and then you didn't see each other for a while. You might have only slept with this person one time. And you might never have even thought of them. But I feel like I just saw a lightning bolt in my phone. That's really weird. My eyes have been doing really weird things recently. I don't know if it's like epilepsy or some shit. I don't know. Stop swearing with me. Anyways. I don't think I'm ever going to stop swearing. Okay. Give me some news on what this person's going to be hearing about. Okay, so they obviously want to tell you that they're heartbroken. They got deeply hurt. And they've separated from you now. And they don't want to be separate from you anymore. They feel lost, they're grieving. They could have actually gotten their act together from death. Somebody around them could have died, and they got their act together real fast and went, okay, the only person that I want to talk to is this one person that I had a one-night stand with. But it wasn't just a one-night stand. This is the future. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out here, why these cards came down. We got date, love call, and not enough. So I'm like, okay, so back in the day or whenever this happened, this person who has done some serious work on themselves didn't think that they were enough for you. So they didn't date you. They were pretty unconfident. So they had to gain some confidence, which means they had to look in the mirror to be like, okay, Obviously you had some things that showed them something. I can't really get a read on you. This person waiting for the message. Like I've asked numerous times for cards for you, and all the cards fall on the other person. So clearly you've got to hear this, or this person has to hear this message. I don't know. But it's this person didn't feel like they were enough. They might have let you know every now and then that they were thinking about you, but that's all they said. The whole trying to date you thing wasn't gonna work. Okay, foreseeable future here. Okay, we got girl talk, heart with the key, and abundance. So I kind of feel like you guys are going to end up talking about this. Opening yourselves up to it. Keeping it light, keeping it breezy at first, like probably you didn't back in the day. But then something happens. And that's the thing, is by keeping a positive mindset on, yes, this person has changed, and yes, this is a new time, and this is a new era, and this isn't what it was the first time. I think you're going to really find that it's going to grow in a positive way, because there's no... That's the thing, man. Try not to have preconceived notions on how you feel something is going to go, because if you think it's going to go that way, then sometimes the punches roll that way because of the mindset towards it, right? So as long as you've got a clear mindset on it, and if this person has really taken the time to get towards you, go with your gut. Okay. Now we're going to do this second reading. For some reason I just heard Virgo, but this is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, here we go. Financials. Ooh, okay, something is on. What is on? Okay, so it seems like something that has been being worked on here. It's been moving slowly, okay? If something that you've been working on has been moving slowly, this is the reading for you, because this slow process is about to pop off. So it's like the way that I can see it is the part right before the burst, right? It's like something that's been in hibernation for so long, and it's been dormant for so long, and then it just activates, right? It's like the day of spring, right? You open up the door and all the tree buds in your front yard have opened. And everything is green all of a sudden. It goes from this dull color to this brightness, right? That's the part that you've been waiting for, is the blossom. Okay. And it's been slow. And the thing is that anything that's slow is worth it because everything takes a growing process. Anything that's overnight, it's a scandal. It's somehow a scam because nothing happens overnight. Nothing grows that fast overnight. Okay, it's impossible. So it's like, have a little bit of mercy towards us, okay? The world is like, man, sit back, blaze one up, chill, relax. You've done a lot of work. You've waited a lot of time for this, and it's moving, right? Which is why it ends with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is still going to move it forward. He just takes a while as well. So as you know, once the blossom happens, okay, then you have to wait for the leaves to grow. And then once the flowers pop off, the fruit comes, right? So it's still a couple month process, but something is happening. And if you're growing something, man, it is on. And this card is my no card, obviously, but in reverse, it says on. So this thing is on, okay, which is why we've got Lighthouse. There is an answer here, okay, as to is something going to work or is something not going to work. And this is definitely working. It's just taking time. And I mean, as long as you're not in a rush, it's the planning that's kind of everything, because then once it hits its peak, then it's, kind of not as exciting and as fun, right? This is like the exciting, fun part where you're trying to figure out if it's going to work or not. Because there hasn't been an answer as to yes or no. Is this going to flourish? Is it not going to flourish? And the world is like, this is funny because you're actually waiting this time. You're not canceling anything out. You're not just going to stop something in fear that it's not going to grow. It's still growing and there is no fear. Is it or isn't it? It's actually going to happen. So the world is sending you really good vibes. The lighthouse is on. The wait is almost over and you will see a blossom of something in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, yeah, 2 to 3 weeks, okay, if this is going to work or not. And this is 2 to 3 weeks into whenever you watch it. So, chill out, relax. The world's got you. Don't worry.